Hey, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to update everybody from this past weekend at Baja Youth Regional. Obviously, not getting the results we wanted, like going to the ranch and things like that, but I'm pretty realistic with, what we got going this year, starting a new program within the training that we're doing. So we're still running our trainings like usual every Tuesday and Thursday. But we put like a team together that's kind of leading our brand with giving opportunities to kids that kind of want to pursue goals. So, I think it's pretty cool for what we have going in the future, being able to train kids and get more kids involved with, just being all around, better riders, smoother riders, being healthier on and off the bike, which, workout programs and nutrition and things like that. And then being able to take the kids that are trying to, go to the big show, down at the ranch, or just try qualifying, giving those kids opportunities. So I think it's going to be pretty cool, moving forward. Obviously, being the first year, you're not going to get all kids, down to the ranch. It just realistically, it doesn't work like that. It's a process. It's a journey. You have to, take time. I've never seen a team come out in the pros or anything and then win a championship their first year. So, it's possible, but it's very unlikely. So there's so many learning curves that you have to adapt to. So, taking that role on and being able to train kids and get them going, it takes quite a bit. But just kind of wanted to fill you guys in real quick of, what kind of our results were. Realistically, we only had, I would say probably a couple kids that had a good shot getting down to the ranch. And unfortunately, luck was not on our side. Our sport is probably, if not one of the most unpredictable sports in the world. We all know that, from the time it takes a full year. So kids should be training right now. If they want to go to Loretta's next year and they didn't make it this year, like, training starts now. And a lot of people don't like to think that way because it takes time, it takes effort, but that's just how it works. If you want a goal, you have to be willing to sacrifice other things. And that's just how the cream rises to the top. Kids that are looking to do that, there's not really much off time or anything. You got to get after it. So, I thought we should have been around top 10 to top 15 with our guys. We were pretty dang close with that. We had some kids that should have went to Loretta's, and then there's other kids that were right around that cusp. Sawyer Mosier is one of them. We've been working with him for a while now. He's in the 50 senior class. He took 29th overall. Was definitely shooting realistically for like a top 15, top 20. I know he qualified last year in the 50 junior class, but the 50 senior class, if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen it before, it's a whole different breed. Them kids are just unreal. They're very talented, and then that track it's a brutal one, man. It's not for the faint-hearted. Practicing on, a lot of people, they expect to do good, and they go and they practice on hard pack tracks, and you're not gonna get anything close to being realistic if you're training or just practicing on hard tracks. You got to go seek out the hardest, roughest tracks, and a lot of people don't want to do that because it makes them uncomfortable. And so when you get to the big show, it's you get a reality check of what you need to be doing. So Sawyer ended up taking 29th overall, had a few mistakes. Should have been, I'd say, top 15, top 20, but hey, that's the way it goes. Uriah Messersmith, 65, 10 to 11. He ended up 13th overall. He had some ups and downs in some of the motos, and had to, just fight through adversity. So, 13th overall, not ashamed, nothing to hang your head about, but definitely could have made some improvements there. 65 10 to 11 class, man, we were right there. Moto 1 took 4th place, looking good. Moto 2, 10th place, bad start. Moto 3, oh, that was heartbreaking. Coming out around, I think he was in like 7th, and off the start, and then makes his way up in the 3rd right away, coming down that first chicane, and then comes around the 2nd or 3rd corner, makes a pass for 2nd, and then goes over, makes a simple little mistake, and tips it over, and ends up 9th. And then he ended up, unfortunately, I think he was 9th overall as well. So really, really frustrating, but that's how it goes. He had it in the bag. He was running 2nd, and it was good. So it just sucks. And then Ryan Ellert, mini senior 2 class, took 24th overall. Was really hoping he'd be top 10, top 15. He showed a lot of speed, had some really good lap times, hanging with some really top fast kids that were out there with, it would have been, I think, the one kid that he ended up beating in the LCQ. He had a little tip over in Moto 1. He would have been LCQ, was running 4th, keeping right up with top 3 kids all moto, had a tip over. So that was really frustrating. And then, it just kind of deflated his sales after that. So we need to work on mental aspect, on how to get those things in and out of the brain and still be on attack mode. So we're going to continue working on adversity like that as well. So 24th overall, not too bad. Could have been, should have been better for sure, but it happens. Broding Marlowe, he's the one that moved in with us from Alabama. That kid has grown so much as a rider. He's done awesome. Just getting a lot more confident on the bike and things like that. And he ended up 23rd overall. First moto, 15th, running really good times as well. Keeping up with some fast riders. And then, I think fatigue got in a little bit throughout the day, and he got a little frustrated and stuff with his second moto performance, and it kind of escalated going into the 3rd moto. So, it is what it is. And then Cameron Dock, he ended up taking 20th overall in the 125 junior BC class, and that class is no joke either. We know what we got to fix for Cam. I talked to him, quite a few times over the weekend, and what he needs to work on. And so I think that, if he's going into that next year, he has a full year of training to go, so he should be good. Schoolboy, 22nd overall as well. So, and then some honorable mentions of guys that, we've worked with in the past, and girls that we've worked in the past, that were there, that we were kind of keeping tabs on and talking to throughout the weekend. Carson Sanders, man, that kid was on fire this weekend. Unfortunately, had a couple bad crashes. He was in a pile up in the first turn, coming down off Whale. He had a really nasty crash. I happened to be right there, and that was scary. I thought for sure he was going to be hurt, and he bounced right up and got his bike going. And man, I'm super glad that he wasn't hurt, and he came over later and he's like, yeah, just my butt hurts. So it was good to see him come back and fight through and make it through the weekend. Cutter Klaus, he took 17th overall in the 85 10 to 12 class. He's a super fast kid. Don't work with him as much, but he's always coming up. He's always asking for advice and stuff. And, as good of a kid he is off the bike, and always listening and always applying what we have to say and showing that it works and stuff, and getting, the results that he's looking for. So I think a 17th overall is a really good ride for him. I'm sure he wanted more than that, but I think the kid rode his heart out and he left everything on the track. So Max held 29th overall, 85, 10 to 12. I think he achieved his goal. Talked to Jason, his dad, too. Being able to qualify for regionals this year compared to last year. I know last year he was really upset with not even making it to regionals. So he's stepping his game up. He's, progressing as well as the field keeps getting deeper. And then big shout out to Carson Fields. Man, I'm sorry, bud, but should have been your year. Sucks to see knowing where you would have been out there, but he was out for the weekend due to a practice crash. It was literally first or second lap coming around, and right before the finish line, got ran over, smoked his helmet, beat that all up, and yeah, that was tough. So he got a little bit of bruising, had to do a concussion protocol, and had to sit out for the weekend. So really, really bummed for Carson because he was, he was riding really well, and that's a should, coulda, woulda, type deal, and it is what it is. So Leanne Swaney from up in Michigan, she took 14th overall in the girls, 11 to 16, which is really cool. She was riding really well, and so pretty pumped for her too. But overall, I think, the big thing is these kids are making it all 3 days, just to make it all 3 motos, getting through the LCQs and things like that. These kids are making it happen. They rode all 3 days. They didn't give up. They didn't make excuses like saying the track's too rough or bike setup's not right. And I think that goes to show within their training and stuff that, and the mentality that we preach that, we don't quit. We're not quitters. And no matter what the circumstances are, we're going to go out, whether, we're getting beat down or not. We're still going to fight all the way to the end. And I think the biggest thing for them is that's going to be a life lesson, to never give up no matter what, and to always keep pushing, because, granted, once they get out in the real world and stuff, they're going to keep that mentality. And I think that's huge for these athletes and kids growing up. So they don't make excuses. They come in. They know they didn't possibly achieve their goals this year, but to climb that mountain, the higher you climb, the slipperier it gets, the muddier it gets, and you just gotta enjoy the process, embrace the grind, because whether it happens this year or not, if you keep pushing and learn from your mistakes and apply that every day into your goals from here on out, going to next year or any other race rest of the year, you're going to continue to grow and be a better athlete, better person, on and off the track. So I think that's really cool for these guys to come back, get a little humbled, and realize that there's more room to improve, and we're going to keep up on hitting up as many tracks as possible, and hitting the rough tracks, even when they don't want to ride them. They say they don't want to go and, put 20-minute motos in while it's 95 degrees at Super Coops. Well, a lot of people don't, and they make excuses not to, and we still do it, and it goes to show. So pretty pumped for these guys and the rest of the year. So just kind of want to give everybody a heads up, let you guys know how our weekend went. I think it went very well. Considering that, we've only been getting after it for about 6-7 months now. So now we can keep buckling down and be more prepared for next year. And just understand that, you're not always going to get to the top on your first chance. So I think it'll be looking forward to next year. It'll be pretty exciting. And we're just going to keep plugging along the rest of this year and keep hitting the big tracks and big races and and keep growing as riders and as a team, and everybody that trains with us, keep helping them out achieve their goals, and can't wait to see what's in store for the rest of the year. So everybody that supports us, thank you so much, and the people that were there at Baja that we talked to, it's super cool to kind of realize that you have a lot more eyes looking at you than you realize as a group. So it's pretty cool. So very appreciative and thankful for what we've all been able to do. Everybody that's been a part of this, from past to present, to get where we want to be. So thanks again, and hopefully you enjoyed the update.